Okay, is that recording? Yeah, sweet, nice. Okay, so I made a fuck up. I bought the Air 3S Fly More combo. Turns out that it comes with its own set of ND filters. I had no idea about it. I obviously didn't read properly, but I went ahead and I spent $200 on these Polar Pro ND filters. So I'm gonna test them both, because why not? Theory would suggest that the Polar Pro ones should be like better quality because you're paying a little bit extra for it. This is their bread and butter is ND filters. Let's also bear in mind that these are ND PLs, so they've got a polarizing effect as well. Whereas I don't know if these are PLs or not. They kind of look a bit PL. They kind of look like they've got a little bit of like PL sort of magic in there. I don't know. These ones definitely look nice. Polar Pro's classic gold frame. So they both come with an 8, a 32, and a 128. This has obviously got PL, so it's polarizing. I don't think this has got PL on it. I guess we'll find out once we sort of see some of the footage, see if there's any glare coming off the water or anything. And let's just see what the color rendering's like. I'm gonna make sure that I post just the raw footage on here so you can get a bit of a comparison, and then I'll put a little bit of a grade over it so we can see how grading the footage looks and how it reacts with these filters. The first one we're gonna do the ND8 and just see how that works. It's a really sunny day today. There's a lot of glare. It's 9:30 in the morning, so that sun is nice and high, so we should get a really good comparison and a really good test for both of these ND filters. So we're gonna kick off with the ND8, see how that goes, and then, yeah, I don't know, let's just look at the footage. ND8. Cool. While we're watching the footage, I'm just going to go through and make a few comments about what I've analysed between both of these filters. So I had to shoot this at a 500 shutter. So this is the ND8 and f1.8 when it's at its wide lens. With the big wide shot of the mountain, there's some slight colour differences between the blues and the greens. I think that's probably the only real key difference there. Now with the top-down rock and water shot, I think there's a lot less glare with the Polar Pro. I prefer the Polar Pro ND in this one. I just think that kind of slightly softer white is a little bit nicer. With the wide shot of the mountain and the sea, not a hell of a lot of difference there. Just again a few key slight differences with the green and with the blue. ND and PL 32. Okay, so with the 32 filter, again you can see a lot more glare from the DJI ND filter versus the Polar Pro. I think that this is the polarizer kicking in here. Again, not too much difference between the zoomed in mountain shot, just a few differences in the greens. For this, the top down rock shot, again, though the water just a little bit whiter with the DJI ND filter. The Polar Pro is just a little bit more creamier, I think. Again, I prefer the Polar Pro here, but also not too much difference between both of these shots at this angle. With the wide angle, again, the only real key difference here again is the greens. Just note I had to shoot this at a 320 shutter, so we're not doing the 180 angle here, but even with the filter 32 on a bright sunny day, yeah, I still had to ride it up to a 320 shutter in order to get the correct exposure. ND 128, DJI ND 128. I don't have too. So with the filter 120, managed to get this to the 100 shutter, so a nice 180 raw shutter there. A lot less glare off the water from the Polar Pro. With this top-down shot, you can just see the Polar Pro is a little bit warmer. Has a little bit more sort of color pop from the sea. The sea is quite like brown in this instance, but there is a bit more color there. There's a bit more color in the rock from the Polar Pro versus the DJI ND filter, and again, I think that is the polarizer that's working here. With the wide shot of the mountain and the sea, yeah, just probably the key differences here are just the greens, and there just seems like there's a little bit more color also in the water, and it feels like the blues render a slightly more tealer type look. Okay, so to summarize, like, there's not much difference between the DJI and the Polar Pro filters. I think if you brought the Fly More combo, just use the ones that it comes with. Like, they're still like really good, and there's just marginal differences between them both. I think the key difference though, if it really does matter to you, I think the polarizer in the Polar Pro filters does make a difference on like glary surfaces, as we saw from the sea. But besides that, there's not really much else. Like, you do get maybe a little bit more bolder colors with the Polar Pro filter, but man, there's nothing like the video files are such good quality anyway. You'd be able to like bring so much of the color out of those shots anyway in post-production. If you've got any questions about the DJI Air 3S or any of the filters, drop them in the comments. I'll be answering every comment. But until then, see you in the next one. Peace.